Alright, so today I want to use an ultrasound on some of my female ball pythons and my reticulated python. I really want to look inside of my females to see the development and the progression of the eggs. We're about 3.5 months into the breeding season, and I'm going to start with Lucy. She is my reticulated python. She weighs, I'd say, probably about 100 pounds now. She's really big, and essentially what we did is we took her out of her main enclosure, moved her into a boa tub just temporarily, and so I could clean her enclosure. I have her enclosure all clean and ready to go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my ultrasound, do a quick ultrasound, and see if I can see how the eggs are developing in her body and see if she'll actually lay eggs this year. So, 3.5 months into it, we should see some pretty good size eggs. And I'm hoping it works pretty good with the retic. It's a little bit tricky because she has more body mass. I'm hoping that ultrasound can actually penetrate to where I can see some eggs in her. It should be kind of interesting. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Lucy back into her main enclosure and then maybe follow up and do a couple more ball pythons and see if we can see inside the ball pythons the development of the eggs. Hopefully it'll be a really good breeding season. Alright, so take a look at this. This is my ultrasound and the probe, and then I just kind of realized just right now that I never did order extras. This is actually transmission gel for my ultrasound. If I actually run out of gel, I'm pretty much out of luck because an ultrasound won't work with the gel. And I think I have just a little bit left in these two tubes here. Let's see how far we can get. And hopefully I can actually get an ultrasound on her before she starts going ballistic and starts going crazy trying to get out of the tub. So this one, oh no, we'll see if I can do any ultrasound. So this is like the end of the tube right here. We're gonna have to be really good as far as getting in position of the eggs. That was like the last little bit in here. I think there's some in this one, but it's not a full tube. I think this one's almost empty too. So we'll see if we can actually get anything today. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open this up and then I'm gonna put the probe on the back part. And then once I get a good image, I'll hit a freeze button right here if I can actually see some immature eggs. We call the immature eggs follicles. And it looks like she's in a really good position right here. She looks really super massive. Wow. She's looking really big. I'm thinking maybe right here we'll probably see something, maybe. Boy, she is so big. And the problem is let's see. I think I am too far up on the snake to actually see anything. Right here, I'm not seeing anything. That almost looks like I missed it. I'm too far up. I think I need to be further down towards the tail, like right in here. And the problem is I used all the gel for that one spot. If I don't hit the spot right, we're pretty much on, like, I don't know if this is actually gonna work. We are down to the last of the gel here. And usually it is like 1/3 to the tail. Wait, maybe I'm going the wrong way. Actually, the tail is going this way, so I'm thinking maybe right in here. She's not happy that I'm doing this. See if I can actually see something here. She looks really bloated, like she has some eggs in here, but I'm not really. Oh, maybe. Let's see. Boy, it is really hard to tell on her. It could be she's just really a thick snake. Maybe I'm not seeing anything here. I've looked at her a couple times in past years and I haven't really been able to figure out what is the follicle. She's kind of bucking me. She's not happy. And it's probably not good that she's not happy because I'm going to have to actually pick her up and move her into that other enclosure. But I'm not really seeing anything. I'm hoping these aren't the little follicles right here, because if they are, we're kind of out of luck. She's just so big. I don't know if this ultrasound can penetrate such a big snake like this. I'm gonna check right in here, gonna see what's going on over here. And usually you have to kind of ride the spine and then come down. Oh, I'm just not seeing anything. And she is not happy. Alright. That was pretty much a bust. That's unbelievable. All right, even though I didn't see follicles inside of Lucy, I'm gonna get a weight on her, see if she's actually gaining weight. I actually brought my scale out here, it goes up to 400 pounds. This should be pretty interesting. Let's see if I can actually get this girl out and up and see if we can get a weight on her. I'm thinking if she's actually building eggs, she's probably gaining weight. She looks really big. It's hard to believe that she doesn't have eggs in her. She is a monster. So let's see if I can actually get her up, see what kind of a mood she's in here. All right, Lucy, we're gonna move you, girl. All right, here we go, here we go. All right, all right. She's a beast. All right, Chandra. Oh, there you go. Yeah, wrap around my leg right there. A little bit.
She's still stuck on the top here.
Here we go. She's a beast. Here we go. On the balance. Oh. Well, according to that, she's only about 84 pounds. I thought she was closer to about 100. Whoo! Look at that snake. That is a monster. Wow. Not close. 15 pounds shy of 100. Look at that beast. Whew. All right, Lucy. Here we go. Oh, 85 pounds. I can handle an 85-pound snake. Whew. Take a look at that beast. Whew. All right, that's pretty much it for me. Handling an 85-pound snake. Oh, she's like putting the squeeze on me. All right, that's it for me. Woo. All right, so take a look at this beast of a snake. This is Lucy. She usually lives in a 6-foot enclosure, and she's about 17 feet long. She definitely needs to upgrade to a bigger enclosure at some point. She's pretty much at the point where she's maxed this thing out. And the problem is these enclosures are really super expensive, and it's really hard to actually keep upgrading. This is like her 3rd upgrade. It was a really expensive enclosure. This time what I did, just in case she decides to lay eggs, what I actually did this time is I cleared out some of the bottom substrate right here, kind of like my ball python, so she can sit directly on the bottom. As a matter of fact, right under here I have a small hot spot at 88 degrees, and then I have the overhead heat up on top like a heat panel that is set at 75. So she has like the hotter bottom and kind of a cooler top. And then over in the corner, you can kind of see she has a 3-gallon water container over there. She looks really beautiful. She's a pretty awesome snake. Hopefully she'll lay, but you know, that I didn't see any follicles in her, I'm kind of thinking maybe, maybe not. You know, I've never really used an ultrasound on a snake this big. Maybe it doesn't penetrate that far, and maybe I just didn't get the angle and the position right. But I'm still hopeful that this girl is gonna lay some eggs. All right, so I actually have a few ball pythons that I'm really excited about. Hopefully they'll actually lay eggs, and one of them is this desert ghost. This is actually a pastel spider desert ghost female. I'm really hoping she's actually gonna lay this year. So I just want to get a really quick look inside of this girl and see if we can see anything in this one. So that looks like it's a couple eggs right there. Oh, it is really hard. But I'm thinking that's the egg right there. So pretty much from here over to here, you can actually measure it. You can go down to here to general, and then go distance, and then measure pretty much from here over to like here. So we're looking at like a 26mm egg, so that definitely should go if that is actually an egg. I'm pretty confident that that's an egg. It looks like this girl is actually gonna lay some eggs. All right, so here's another one. I'm really hoping this girl lays too. This is a big pied female, and I'm just gonna unfreeze this and jump right in and see if we can see any eggs in this one. Sometimes you can see the eggs right away, sometimes it takes a while, and sometimes I kind of struggle to actually see the eggs. Sometimes it's really difficult. I'd say this one, so I think I'm seeing a couple little follicles right there. So that's typically what an egg looks like, a little black spot. There's like 2 of them right there. This girl's not that far along. That looks probably like about 10 millimeter, which is kind of, I don't think this girl's actually gonna go this year. It's kind of a bummer, but if you kind of look at the distance between these two, I'm thinking 10 or 12 millimeters maybe. Yep, 12 millimeters. So usually you pair them up at about 10 millimeters. So this girl's way behind. I'm thinking even though she's a really big female, she may actually not go this year. All right, so here's one more girl that I want to check out. This is actually my lesser clown female, and I'm pretty much down to the last of my gel. This is like the last, I think maybe I have one more bead on my last bottle. So I'm gonna unfreeze this, and I'm gonna take a look at this girl. I'm not really sure if this girl's gonna go or not. It'll be kind of interesting. Oh, I'm kind of seeing tiny little follicles right there, which means she might not actually go. I thought I was gonna have a good year. Oh, well. There you go. So that right there is kind of the start of some follicles, not too far along. So if we actually freeze those right there, if these snakes do lay, it's going to be really late in the year. They got a long way to go. That's probably another 12 millimeter right there. If we take a quick measurement on that one. Oh, that's 16 millimeters, so that's a little bit bigger. If this girl goes, I think it's going to be pretty late in the season. All right, so it is time for the question of the day. And Ryan Hillander asks, do you see your pinstripe line as being important in certain combinations? And that is a very good question. As a matter of fact, when it comes to pinstripe, I really don't see good and bad examples of the gene like you see with some of these other morphs. I'd say there's slight differences in different lines of pinstripe, but there's not really big differences. When it comes to combos, I'd say pretty much any line of pinstripe acts almost the same in certain combos. Like when you mix bamboo with pinstripe, makes a really amazing combo no matter where that pinstripe comes from. And it's kind of different with some of the other genes. I've seen some bamboos, like this bamboo around my neck. This is Bobby. He's a really awesome example of bamboo. I've seen some lines that are pretty dulled out, not quite as impressive as this specific line of bamboo. I also have a really good line of coral glow, and then that really seems to shine only when the snakes are juveniles, and when they grow up, they kind of look pretty much the same across the board. It's kind of interesting. Some lines are really impressive compared to the same gene, just other lines. As a matter of fact, I have several lines of pastel in my collection. Some of them are super bright yellow, and some of them are really faded out. And as a matter of fact, I have some that are adults that almost look, you can almost hardly tell that it's pastel because they're so browned out. So that is pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.